My dear children, in this module, we are going to study the important classification of source of funds. As we know, finance is the lifeblood of every business unit. No business firm can carry out its operations smoothly and successfully without the availability of right amount of funds at right time and at right place. In the absence of finance, the production and selling of goods and services is not possible. The success of the business enterprise depends upon the manner in which it raises, employs, and disburses its funds. In business, finance is required for establishing an enterprise, for the purchase of fixed assets and current assets, for carrying out various operations, for expansion, growth, and modernization of the business. Finance is required for meeting various requirements of the company. For example, for the purchase of assets, for the purchase of various goods and services, for meeting various expenses like salary paid, commission paid, wages paid, freight charges paid, rent paid, commission paid, advertisement expenses, for meeting various conveyance expenses, for meeting various refreshment expenses, etc. In modern business, the significance of business finance has increases due to the increase in the scale of business and use of capital intensive techniques, then the shortage of finance and increase in the competition. Adequate finance provides the following benefits. They are: first one, the firm can meet its liabilities in time. Liabilities means various obligations of the company. It may be in the form of loan, creditors, debentures, etc. Prompt payment of the debts helps in raising in credit standing, and as a result, the firm can easily borrow the funds as and when they require. Another benefit is the firm can take advantage of business opportunities. For example, it can buy materials in bulk at low cost. The next point is the firm can carry on its business very smoothly and without any interruptions. Another point is the firm can replace its planned machinery in time, thereby improving the efficiency of its operations. And the last point is the firm can face trade cycles and other crises more easily and confidently. Next, we are going to study the important sources of finance. A business firm can raise funds from two main sources. They are owner's fund and borrowed funds. Owner's funds refers to the funds provided by the owners. In a sole proprietorship, the proprietor himself provides the owned funds from his personal property. In a partnership firm, the funds contributed by partners as capital are called owned funds. In a joint stock company, the funds raised through the issue of shares and reinvestment of earnings are owners' funds. The sources of funds can be categorized using different bases. First one is on the base of period, second one on the base of source of generation, and third one on the base of ownership. In this module, we are going to study the source of funds on the basis of period. Source of financing a business are classified based on the time period for which the money is required. On the basis of time period, the different source of funds can be categorized into three. They are long-term source of funds, medium-term source of funds, and short-term source of funds. Then first one is long-term source of funds. The long-term source of funds fulfill the financial requirements of the enterprise for a period of exceeding 5 years and include sources such as shares, debentures, long-term borrowings, and loans from financial institutions. Financial institutions may be loan from banks or from other banking institutions. Such financing is generally required for the acquisition of fixed assets such as equipment, plant, etc., where the funds required for a period more than 1 year but less than 5 years. That type of funds are known as medium term source of funds. These source includes borrowing from commercial banks, public deposits, lease financing, loan from financial institutions, etc. Short-term funds are the funds which are required for a period of not exceeding 1 year. Trade credit, loans from commercial banks, and commercial papers are the some of the examples of the sources that provide funds for short-term duration. Short-term financing is the most common for financing of current assets such as account receivable and inventories. Inventories means stock, unsold goods. Seasonal business that must build inventories in anticipation of selling requirements often need short-term financing for the interim period between seasons. Wholesalers and manufacturers with a major portion of their assets tied up in inventories or receivables also require large amount of funds for a short period.